When I was looking over my scheduled upload thing, because I figured out I can do that, I figured out that this video should be going up technically 2 weeks before Christmas. Well, kind of 3 weeks, but Christmas is on a Tuesday. Anyway, so I realized it's getting really close to Christmas time, so I get to do some Christmassy themed things. And since it's my channel, no one can stop me from doing this. I had to get a new Santa hat because we've got 2 pit bulls who thought that my old Santa hat looked like a chew toy. Sad day. Hey all, Cornelius here, and I'm doing another off-script episode because in editing I feel like I'm more natural when I'm just making stuff up as I go along, which is weird because in the past I've found that when I make stuff up as I go along it comes across kind of stupid. So, work in progress. So when I was trying to think of Christmassy themed videos I could do, one question came to mind. Why do we give naughty kids coal? That's really never made sense to me. I mean, if you think about it logically, considering how far back this whole concept traces, giving, good boys and girls toys and candy and giving the bad kids coal is like saying, you were a jerk, here, stay warm for the winter. You were a good kid, here, get fat. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did Google this before I started, and yes, people would use coal to heat their houses from as far back as this traces, which actually the history of it is kind of interesting, according to the admittedly one article that I read, but nonetheless, it is some interesting stuff. So apparently the tradition of giving the good kids toys and the bad kids coal is actually older than Santa Claus as we know him today. It also apparently has a whole bunch of different origins depending on what part of the world you're in. Like there's a completely different one from St. Nicholas as there is from whoever the German one is. I don't know. Abby will have to explain that one to me later. But according to the article I read, it all traces down to one similarity. They all come through the chimney. And this is where the idea of bad kids gets coal comes in. Apparently, the whole idea was coal would be right there after the Santa figure comes through the chimney. So instead of giving the kid a gift that had been worked on, Santa Claus would just reach down, grab a piece of coal out of the fireplace, drop it in the stocking, and leave. Nowadays, this doesn't really hold up because we don't use coal fireplaces to heat our houses anymore. However, I could think of some variants that could make for some really entertaining replacements for coal. You talked back to your parents last week? Have a dried out erase marker. It does appear that last week you put gum in your sister's hair. It's a terrible thing to do. Here, have an empty candy wrapper. You were a terrible child this year. I shall give you a comb. Just threw that comb into the mic stand. Like seriously, there's all sorts of crap kicking around people's houses that they could use instead of coal, and it would be a lot more practical for today's day and age. It would make a lot more sense. So parents, this year, remember, if your kid was a little turd nugget and you want to really stay with the theme of the season, don't put coal in their stockings because coal is too useful. Instead, root through your garbage, find last week's leftovers, and put that in their stocking. Hey all, Cornelius here, and sorry about that, I really don't know what was going through my head. I was just making stuff up as I go along, and hopefully some of it turned out kind of funny. If you enjoyed this, you're on YouTube, you know what the buttons do, and if you don't, yeah, sorry, there's nothing I can do to help you there. And if you want to watch more, video, Yeah, video, subscribe. Bye, y'all.